Someone is overwhelmed by the energy you carry, and I mean overwhelmed, okay? This is not just a little crush. This is not just them thinking, oh, they're attractive, and then moving on with their day. No, this person is sitting in a whole storm of emotions because your energy is doing something to them that they cannot explain. And with the Seven of Cups coming through first, wow, this is already telling me so much symbolically. This card is about imagination, fantasy, emotional confusion, desire, options, dreams, and the mind creating entire worlds around one person. So psychologically, this person may be replaying different versions of what could happen between you. They are imagining conversations. They are imagining what it would feel like to be close to you. They are imagining what it would feel like if you finally chose them, noticed them, wanted them back. But here's the part that really surprised me. They are not only craving you, they are also intimidated by how much they crave you. It is like your presence opened 7 different doors in their mind at once, and behind every single door is another version of you. One version where you are loving them, one version where you are rejecting them, one version where they finally confess, one version where they stay silent and lose you, one version where they get everything they wanted, and one version where they realize they may have already waited too long. I'm hearing, I don't know what to do with this feeling. That is the energy. This person may be acting calm. They may be pretending they are fine. They may even be distracting themselves, talking to other people, scrolling, working, keeping busy, acting like they are not affected. But energetically, you keep pulling them back in. Your energy is too loud in their system. Not loud in an aggressive way, but loud in a magnetic way. You are hard to ignore. And stay with me because the next card is going to explain why they are so afraid of making the wrong move. And the card that comes through is the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay, see, this explains it. Because upright, the Ten of Swords can speak to endings, pain, betrayal, mental overload, that feeling of, I cannot take one more thought about this. But reversed? Reversed is different. Reversed is someone trying to get back up after being overwhelmed by their own mind. Someone trying to recover from fear. Someone trying to not repeat an old pattern. Someone trying to come out of a place where they have already imagined the worst possible outcome before anything has even happened. So this person is afraid of making the wrong move because in their mind, one wrong word could ruin the whole thing. And I mean that. This is not them just being casual. This is not them sitting there like, oh, whatever happens, happens. No. This person has placed so much emotional meaning on your reaction that even the idea of coming toward you feels like pressure. They are thinking, what if I say too much? What if I say too little? What if they can tell how badly I want them? What if I make it weird? What if I lose the fantasy by trying to make it real? That is the Ten of Swords reversed energy. It is like they have already stabbed themselves 10 times in the mind with possibilities that have not even happened yet. And this connects so strongly back to that Seven of Cups because every cup, every door, every imagined version of you creates another fear. One version where you smile at them. One version where you pull away. One version where you finally understand what they have been hiding. One version where they expose themselves emotionally and then feel foolish for wanting you this much. I'm hearing, I need to get it right. And that is why they freeze. Not because they do not care, not because the craving is weak. Honestly, it is the opposite. The craving is so strong that they are trying to calculate the perfect moment, the perfect tone, the perfect message, the perfect excuse to get closer without making it obvious that you have this much power over them. But stay with me, because the next thing coming through is even deeper. Your energy is not just attracting them. It is activating something inside them they were not prepared to feel. And what it is activating is shown so clearly through the Chariot reversed, because upright the Chariot is control, direction, confidence, movement, someone knowing where they are going and pushing forward like, I have this handled. But reversed, this is someone whose emotional steering wheel is shaking in their hands. They are not as in control as they want to look. And that is what your energy does to them. It does not just make them attracted to you, it throws off their whole inner direction. This person may be very used to being composed, very used to deciding who they want, when they want them, how much they let themselves feel, how close they allow someone to get. They may be used to being the one who sets the pace, the one who pulls back first, the one who does not show too much. But with you, something does not work the same way. This is not just physical attraction. This is not just chemistry. This is not just them liking the way you look, or the sound of your voice, or the way you move through a room. No, your energy is reaching into a softer part of them, a part they normally keep hidden, a part that wants to be chosen, a part that wants to be wanted back, a part that is almost embarrassed by how much it wants to be close to you. I'm hearing, why do they make me feel like this? Because that is the thing. You are awakening longing in this person. And for someone who is used to being desired, being the one who feels powerless is uncomfortable. They may know how to handle attention. They may know how to handle flirting. They may know how to handle people being interested in them. But they do not know how to handle this feeling of, wait, why do I care so much what they think of me? That is, the Chariot reversed. Their heart wants to move forward, but their ego keeps grabbing the reins. Their desire says, go. Their fear says, stop. Their body may react before their mind is ready. Their eyes may linger. Their energy may lean in. But then suddenly, they pull themselves back like they almost revealed too much. And if you have noticed strange little shifts in their behavior, stay with me, because this craving is starting to leak out in ways they may not even realize. And now we have the High Priestess coming through. See? This is quiet energy, hidden energy, observing energy. This is not someone running straight toward you with everything out in the open. This is someone watching from behind the curtain, trying to understand what they feel before they let you see it. The High Priestess is very symbolic here because this person is keeping so much beneath the surface. They may not be saying it directly. They may not be confessing. They may not be making some huge obvious move, but they are paying attention. And I mean paying attention. They may check if you posted. They may notice little changes in your mood, your tone, your pictures, your words. They may reread old messages and pretend they are just looking for context, but really they are looking for signs. They may ask about you in a casual way, like they are not that invested. They may place themselves near your energy, near your space, near your name, near your conversations, without making it look like they are trying too hard. They may look calm, but energetically, they are leaning in. And that is the part that feels so interesting with the High Priestess, because this card does not chase. It observes, it feels, it knows something without saying everything out loud. So this person may be trying to read you the same way. They are trying to sense, do they feel it too? Did that look mean something? Did that silence mean something? Are they pulling away, or am I just scared? I'm hearing, give me a sign. That is what they want from you. Not because they do not want to make a move, but because their pride is fighting their desire. Their desire wants to come closer. Their pride says, do not embarrass yourself. Do not reveal too much. Do not let them know they have that much access to you. So instead of being direct, the craving leaks out sideways. A glance that lasts a second too long. A message that seems casual but has emotional weight underneath it. A sudden appearance. A question that sounds simple but is really checking your temperature. And the more they try to act unaffected, the more obvious their energy becomes. Because their heart is not being quiet. Their ego is. And next, we have to talk about that battle, because this is where the conflict between what they want and what they are willing to admit gets very loud. And now we have the Three of Pentacles. See, this is where it gets interesting, because the Three of Pentacles is about effort, building, participation, wanting to show up in a way that actually means something. This is not just a card of attraction from a distance. This is the energy of someone who deep down wants to be involved. They want a place in your world. They want to know where they fit. But that is also exactly what scares them. Because one part of this person wants to come toward you and say, okay, let me show you. Let me prove something. Let me be useful. Let me be present. Let me be someone you can actually see. And then another part of them immediately pulls back and says, no, no, no. Do not look too eager. Do not give too much. Do not act like you care more than they do. That is the battle. Heart versus ego. Their heart wants connection. Their ego wants control. And with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like this person may be trying to build the perfect version of themselves before they approach you. Like they need to have the right words, the right status, the right confidence, the right reason, the right opening. They may feel like if they come toward you too honestly, too quickly, too emotionally, then you will see how much they have been affected, and they do not want to look exposed. This is not because they are uninterested. This is not because your energy is not reaching them. No, it is reaching them so clearly that now they are questioning the image they have of themselves. Maybe they thought they were detached. Maybe they thought they were hard to impress. Maybe they thought they could keep things light, casual, controlled. But you bypass that. You make them want to participate emotionally. I'm hearing, I want to be chosen by them, but I don't want them to know how badly. That is so specific. So when they resist, when they act cool, when they pretend they are not watching, not feeling, not wondering, understand that this resistance is not proof that nothing is happening. It is proof that something is happening that they cannot keep neatly contained. And the next part is intense, because now we have to talk about what they secretly believe would happen if they finally stopped fighting this and actually gave in. And the card showing this is the Two of Pentacles, because the Two of Pentacles is that balancing act, that back and forth. That person trying to keep everything moving, trying to look light, trying to look flexible, trying to act like they are fine while internally they are juggling two completely different realities. One reality is the one they show everyone. Calm, busy, normal, in control. And then there is the reality they keep private, where they are imagining what it would feel like to just stop resisting you, to stop pretending, to stop weighing every word before they say it, to stop acting like they are not affected, to stop balancing pride in one hand and desire in the other, because secretly, this person wonders what would happen if they finally let themselves fall into the connection instead of managing it. And I do mean fall. They imagine what it would be like to speak honestly, to say, I think about you more than I should, to finally let the conversation go deeper instead of keeping it safe. They imagine sitting close to you and not pulling away from the intensity. They imagine touching your hand and feeling that little electric moment where both people know something is happening, even if nobody says it out loud. This is not just them wanting attention from you. This is them wanting access to the version of themselves that comes alive around you. And that is what surprises me here, because with the Seven of Cups earlier, they were imagining all these different outcomes, all these different doors, all these different versions of what could happen. But with the Two of Pentacles, now it feels like they keep going between two choices. Keep everything controlled, or finally let this become real. I'm hearing, if I give in, I won't be able to go back. That is the fear. Because they know your energy is not something they can just casually step into and casually step out of. They feel like if they get close to you, they might become more honest, more open, more vulnerable, maybe even braver than they expected to be. You make them want to stop performing control. And that is beautiful, but it also scares them. Because when someone craves you this much, sometimes the next thing they do is not confess. Sometimes the next thing they do is sabotage. And now look at what comes through. The Seven of Swords reversed. See, this is the shadow side. Because the Seven of Swords upright can be about hiding, avoiding, sneaking around the truth, not fully showing your hand. But reversed, this is when the hiding starts to become uncomfortable. This is when someone knows they are not being completely honest with themselves. This is when the mask starts slipping, but they still do not know how to take it off gracefully. So when I say sabotage, I do not mean this person is sitting there trying to destroy the connection on purpose. This feels more like someone who craves you so intensely that they panic when the feeling gets too real. And then suddenly, they act distant. Suddenly, they become overly casual. Suddenly, they pretend they are busy. Suddenly, they pull back after leaning in. Suddenly, they say something a little too detached, a little too cool, a little too, I'm not affected. When energetically, they absolutely are. That is Seven of Swords reversed. It is the person who wants to be seen, but then hides the moment you might actually see them. They may get jealous and then act like they do not care. They may want your attention and then pretend they were not looking for it. They may test your reaction instead of asking directly. They may disappear for a moment just to see if you notice. They may come in warm, then switch into cool because the warmth revealed too much. And I want to be very clear, this is not because the connection is weak. Sometimes people pull back because the connection feels too revealing. Your energy exposes things in them. It exposes where they do not feel ready enough. It exposes where they do not feel good enough. It exposes where they are afraid they cannot match what you carry. Because you are not just someone they desire, you are someone who makes them aware of their own fear. I'm hearing they can see through me. That is the panic. So they hide behind distance. They hide behind humor. They hide behind being busy. They hide behind silence. But the problem is, the more they hide, the more they realize they are hiding from the one person they actually want to move toward. And next, this is where it turns, because there is something they are starting to realize about you that they cannot unsee. And what they cannot unsee is shown through the Five of Cups, because the Five of Cups is regret, emotional disappointment, looking at what's spilled, looking at what did not happen, looking at what someone may have missed because they were too focused on fear, pride, timing, or protecting themselves. And this is the realization. They are starting to realize you are not just another option. You are not just another person they can compare to someone else. You are not just another attractive face, another conversation, another temporary distraction, another little spark they can entertain and then forget about. No, your energy does something different. And I think that is why the Five of Cups feels so heavy here, because this person may have tried to look away from you. They may have tried to focus on other people, other responsibilities, other distractions, other cups. Okay? They may have told themselves, it is not that serious. I am fine. I can move on from this feeling. I can find attention somewhere else. But then they realize the attention is not the same. The reaction is not the same. The pull is not the same. They can replace conversation, but they cannot replace your frequency. That is what they cannot unsee. Because your energy is calming and chaotic at the same time. It makes them feel safe, but it also makes them nervous. It feels familiar, but somehow unreachable. It feels desirable, but also intimidating. It feels like something they want to move toward, but also something that could expose every feeling they have been trying to keep hidden. And with the Five of Cups, there is this feeling of, what if I already wasted time? What if I focused on the wrong things? What if I acted too cold? What if they think I do not care? What if I let my fear spill something I actually wanted? I'm hearing, I should have said something. That is the realization creeping in. They may not be saying it out loud yet, but internally, they are starting to understand that ignoring this does not make it go away. Distracting themselves does not make your energy less powerful. Acting unaffected does not make them less affected. And this is where the energy begins to shift, because once someone realizes they may actually lose access to the person they cannot stop craving, they start moving differently. And the card showing that shift is the Three of Wands reversed. Now, this is important because upright, the Three of Wands is someone looking ahead, waiting for something to come in, planning their next move, watching the horizon. But reversed, this is when waiting starts to feel uncomfortable. This is when someone realizes they cannot just stand there forever, hoping the situation somehow fixes itself without them having to be vulnerable. This person has been waiting for the right moment, waiting for a sign, waiting to feel more confident, waiting to know for sure that you want them to, waiting for their fear to calm down before they make any move. But the problem is their craving is not calming down. It is getting louder. And with the Three of Wands reversed, I feel like this is where their patience with themselves starts running out. They may have thought they could keep watching from a distance. They may have thought they could stay in that High Priestess energy, observing, reading, sensing, quietly wanting. But now there is this pressure building in them, like, if I keep waiting, I might miss this. So you may start to notice little changes. Not necessarily a full confession right away. Not necessarily some huge dramatic message. But more warmth, more curiosity, more attempts to get your attention. They may ask a question that seems simple, but underneath it, they are really asking, do I still have access to you? They may suddenly become more responsive. They may make a comment that feels a little too personal. They may show jealousy in a way they try to disguise as humor. They may reach out with an excuse, but the excuse is not the point. The point is contact. I'm hearing, I need to know where I stand. That is the shift. Their desire is moving from fantasy into action, but because your energy makes them nervous, the action may still come indirectly at first. So do not shrink yourself to make them comfortable. Do not chase. Do not over-explain your energy. Do not soften your magnetism just because they are overwhelmed by it. Stay grounded because you did not imagine this intensity. And in the final message, we have to bring this all together because there is something very important you need to remember about the power you carry. And what you need to remember is coming through with the King of Cups. That is such a beautiful closing energy. Because the King of Cups is not someone drowning in emotion. The King of Cups feels deeply, but does not let the wave knock them over. This is emotional maturity, emotional presence, the ability to hold intensity without begging it to prove itself every 5 seconds. And that is exactly your message. Your energy is powerful because it does not have to chase to be felt. It does not have to shout. It does not have to convince. It does not have to perform. It simply exists, and this person feels it. That is why the Seven of Cups opened this whole thing with fantasy and imagination. That is why the Ten of Swords reversed showed their fear of saying the wrong thing. That is why the Chariot reversed showed how much you shake their control. That is why the High Priestess showed the silent watching, the quiet checking, the hidden craving, and that is why all of this has been building toward one truth. You are not easy for them to dismiss. You are not easy for them to replace. You are not easy for them to forget. And with the King of Cups, I feel like you are being reminded to stay emotionally steady while they figure out what their own feelings are asking from them. Because this person may be overwhelmed, yes. They may be craving you, yes. They may be intimidated, yes. But your power is not in trying to pull a confession out of them. Your power is in staying centered. Let them feel the absence when they pull back. Let them notice the warmth when they come closer. Let them understand that your energy is not something they can access only when it is convenient for their fear. Because you are not here to shrink yourself so someone else can feel less exposed. No, you are here to be met. And I feel like that is what this person is slowly understanding. They can hide behind silence, distance, pride, humor, distractions, other people, whatever they want. But none of that changes what your energy has already awakened in them. I'm hearing they know it's you. They're just trying to find the courage to meet you there. That is the final message. You do not need to chase this. You do not need to dilute yourself. You do not need to become easier to handle, because the right person does not ask your energy to become smaller. They learn how to rise enough to hold it.